Did you know that your mindset can shape your entire day, often determining whether you see life's events as obstacles or opportunities? In this enlightening video, we're delving into Neville Goddard's powerful "Isn't it wonderful" technique, a surprisingly simple approach that can lead to immediate shifts in your reality. If you've been craving a fast, effective way to transform your financial situation, relationships, or personal goals, this is the moment you've been waiting for. We'll share how to harness this transformative method step by step, ensuring you experience a noticeable change in your day-to-day life. By training your mind to celebrate blessings, even before they arrive, you'll learn to attract the very outcomes you desire. It's time to break free from old limiting beliefs and welcome a renewed sense of wonder and possibility. Stay tuned till the end for an essential tip to fast-track your manifestation success. You won't want to miss it. Step 1. Imagine a specific desire. Alright, so let's dive into the first step of using Neville Goddard's "Isn't it wonderful" technique, imagining a specific desire. The power of this step is all about clarity. It's not enough to just think vaguely about something you want. You need to get specific. You need to know, in no uncertain terms, exactly what it is that you desire. Picture this: your mind is like a canvas. If you want to paint a masterpiece, you can't just throw random colors on it and expect something beautiful to emerge. No, you need a vision, a clear picture of what you want to create. The same applies here. You need to be so clear about your desire that it feels real to you. The clearer and more vivid you can make it, the better. Now, this isn't about wishful thinking. It's not about just fantasizing or daydreaming without any substance. You have to fully feel that this desire is already on its way to you. The trick here is to capture the essence of what you truly want, without hesitation or doubt. It's about locking in on that one thing that will bring you the joy, peace, or satisfaction you're after. Don't complicate it by overthinking the how. That's not your job. Your job is simply to focus on what you want. Focus on the desire itself. Think of it like planting a seed. You're not concerned with how it will grow, where the water will come from, or the specific conditions. You just trust that the seed will take root and flourish. Let your imagination be the soil that nurtures it. Here's where the fun part comes in. Get as detailed as you can. It's not just about saying, "I want more money" or "I want to feel happy." You've got to dig deeper. Ask yourself questions like, how will you feel when you have this? What will your surroundings look like? What does it smell like? What sounds do you hear when you imagine your desire coming true? By going deep into your imagination, you can trick your mind into believing that what you want is already happening. You start to embody it. This is the key: feel as if it's already here. Imagine how your body reacts. Picture the smile on your face, the satisfaction in your chest. The clearer and more alive your desire feels, the more power you give it. Don't be afraid to get creative either. This is your desire, your creation. Think of it like writing a story where you're the hero. There are no limits here, no boundaries. Let your mind wander to places that excite you, that bring joy and enthusiasm. If your mind starts to wonder about how realistic it is, just gently bring it back to the feeling of having it already. The more you can do this, the stronger the magnetic pull toward that desire will become. And remember, the "Isn't it wonderful" technique is all about faith. Faith that you can make this vision a reality, faith that your imagination holds power. It's not about convincing yourself of something that feels impossible. It's about letting go of disbelief and embracing the idea that, if you can imagine it, it's possible. The first step, imagining your specific desire, is where the magic begins. So, take your time with it. Sit with it. Let the idea of it grow and expand until you can see it clearly in your mind's eye. Trust that with this vivid imagination, you're already laying the groundwork for the miracle you're about to create. Step 2. Feel the feeling. Now that you've got your specific desire clear in your mind, it's time to dive into step 2, feel the feeling. This step might sound simple, but trust me, it's where the magic truly starts to unfold. In fact, this is the part that makes the whole process work. Imagine this, you've got your desire locked in. You know exactly what you want. But here's the thing, it's not enough to just visualize it. No, you need to feel it. You need to embody that feeling as if it's already happening right now. Why? Because the universe responds to emotions. Feelings are like a signal that tells your mind, and the world around you, that you are ready to receive your desire. Without this emotional connection, it's just a passing thought. But when you add emotion, it's like flipping a switch. It activates the process. This is where people often get stuck. We're taught to think logically, to focus on the how and the when of things. But when you start with the feeling, you skip over all the overthinking. You just get right to the core of it. So, what does this feeling look like? It's different for everyone. But one thing is for sure, it needs to be real to you. It's all about tapping into the emotion of already having what you desire. Whether it's joy, relief, excitement, or peace, you want to immerse yourself in that feeling as fully as possible. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let your body relax. Now, bring that desire to life. Picture the scenario in your mind, but instead of just seeing it, feel it as if it's here right now. How does your body react? Does your heart race a little in excitement? Does your chest feel full with pride or gratitude? Let yourself experience the sensation of having achieved or received your desire. The more vivid the feeling, the stronger the signal you're sending to your subconscious. It's like sending a text message to the universe, clear, precise, and filled with emotion. You see, your subconscious doesn't understand the concept of time. It doesn't know whether what you're feeling is happening right now, in the past, or in the future. All it knows is the present moment. So, when you feel the feeling of having what you want, your subconscious starts to accept it as reality. It's as though you've already crossed the finish line, and now it's just a matter of time before the world around you catches up. But here's the catch, you can't fake this. The feeling has to be genuine. If you're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm supposed to feel happy, so I'll just pretend I'm happy, it won't work. You need to truly let yourself feel it. The beauty of this step is that you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to figure out the details. Just allow yourself to bask in the joy of having already received it. That's the key. Let yourself be in that feeling. Sometimes, your mind might try to interrupt with doubts. It might say things like, "This is silly," or "What if it doesn't happen?" That's normal. Just notice those thoughts, and then gently push them aside. Remind yourself that you're not here to figure out how, you're here to feel it. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to let go of that inner chatter and just exist in the feeling. Now, here's something crucial, this step isn't just about a quick burst of emotion. It's about staying in that feeling. When you first try this technique, you might find it a little hard to hold onto the feeling for long. That's okay. It's like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger that muscle gets. Over time, you'll be able to sustain the feeling for longer and longer periods. And here's the thing, the stronger the feeling, the faster you'll see results. It's like lighting a fire, the more fuel you give it, the bigger the blaze. When you pour yourself into the emotional experience of your desire, you build momentum. The universe takes notice of this energy, and it starts aligning things to bring your desire into your reality. So, take your time with this. Step into the feeling of having what you want as often as you can. Whether you're sitting in silence, walking through your day, or even lying down to sleep, you can tap into that feeling whenever it feels right. The more real it becomes to you, the closer you get to seeing it in your physical world. In the end, feeling is what turns your desire into something tangible. It's the magic ingredient that transforms your thoughts into reality. Step 3. Use the affirmation. Okay, now we're getting to the fun part. Step 3. Use the affirmation. By this point, you've already visualized your desire and felt the emotions of having it right now. Now, it's time to back up all of that inner work with a powerful affirmation. This step is about amplifying the energy you've already created and giving it a voice. You're putting words to your feelings and thoughts, solidifying your belief in what you've just imagined. Here's the thing about affirmations: they're not just random words thrown together. They're not just something you say because someone told you to. When used properly, affirmations are a tool that matches the energy of your desires. It's like adding fuel to a fire. They help you solidify the feeling that everything you desire is already yours. So, the affirmation you choose should feel as real and natural as the emotions you've just experienced. Now, when we talk about the affirmation in the context of Neville Goddard's technique, it's important to note that the words aren't just an intellectual exercise. They're a bridge that connects your inner world, your desires, your feelings, to your outer reality. The affirmation should be simple, but powerful. You're not here to overcomplicate things. The beauty of this process is in its simplicity. So, let's break it down. The affirmation in the "Isn't it wonderful" technique is often something like, "Isn't it wonderful? I am so happy and grateful that," followed by your specific desire. The phrase "Isn't it wonderful" sets the tone. It's like a signal to your brain and your emotions that what you desire is already happening. It makes the desire feel present, real, and tangible. There's no waiting for it to arrive. It's here, now, and it's wonderful. That's the essence of the affirmation. It's not about future hopes or wishes. It's about celebrating what is already true for you. When you say the affirmation, let it flow. Don't just rush through it, checking off a box. Really feel the energy behind those words. When you say, "Isn't it wonderful?" pause. Let that question sink in. Think about the excitement, the gratitude, the joy that this affirmation brings to you. Don't let it be just another phrase that you repeat mindlessly. Instead, let it become a declaration. Each time you speak it, it should resonate deeply. It's not about convincing yourself of something you don't believe. It's about affirming something that already feels true in your heart. Now, there's something almost magical about the words "Isn't it wonderful?" They don't just imply that something good has happened, they invite more of that good energy into your life. Think about it. When you ask, "Isn't it wonderful?" you're opening yourself up to the idea that something truly magnificent has already occurred. It's a way of saying, "I know this is mine," with complete faith and certainty. And here's the thing, you don't need to say the affirmation in a specific tone or in any sort of proper way. The power is in the feeling. The affirmation should feel natural to you. If you say, "Isn't it wonderful?" and it lights you up inside, you're doing it right. If, on the other hand, it feels forced, then maybe you need to adjust your approach. This isn't about following a script, it's about embodying the essence of what you desire. When the affirmation feels right, it'll feel effortless. There's also something important about repetition. You don't just say the affirmation once and forget about it. You weave it into your daily routine. Say it while you're making coffee, while you're walking, while you're lying in bed. The more you say it, the more you're reinforcing the belief that your desire is already here. You're embedding it into your consciousness until it becomes second nature. And the more natural it becomes, the more power it has. But let's not skip over one key thing here. You have to feel it when you say it. The words are powerful, yes. But it's the emotion behind them that fuels the results. So, every time you say your affirmation, let it stir up those positive feelings. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the satisfaction that comes with knowing your desire is yours. This is what turns a simple affirmation into a transformative tool. In essence, this step is like planting a seed in the fertile soil of your imagination and emotions. The affirmation is your watering can, keeping that seed alive and growing. With every repetition, you're nurturing your desire and strengthening the belief that it's already yours. And trust me, as that belief deepens, your results will follow. Step 4. Repeat the process. Alright, now we're getting to the crucial part. Repeat the process. If there's one thing you need to remember about using Neville Goddard's Isn't It Wonderful technique, it's this: repetition is key. This isn't a one-and-done type of deal. To truly manifest your desires, you've got to keep coming back to the process, day in and day out. But don't think of this as some boring, repetitive task you have to grind through. No, this is where you build momentum and get into a flow that feels natural and exciting. Let's take a step back for a second. By now, you've imagined your specific desire, felt the emotion of already having it, and even backed it up with a powerful affirmation. You've put all this energy into your desire, and it feels amazing, right? But the thing is, energy doesn't just stop once you've lit the spark. It's like a wave, it needs to keep moving. That's where repetition comes in. Here's the thing, we're creatures of habit. Our minds love routines. When you repeat the process, you're not just saying the affirmation over and over, you're reinforcing the belief that your desire is already happening. This repetition builds momentum and sends a clear message to your subconscious: this is real. This is already mine. It's like you're retraining your brain to think in new ways, to align with the frequency of what you want. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes to believe that your desire is already a reality. Now, I know what you might be thinking: do I have to keep doing this forever? The short answer is no. But here's the trick: you do it until it feels natural. You repeat the process until the desire no longer feels like something you're waiting for, but something you already have. And the cool part is, this happens faster than you think. As you repeat the process, your belief in the reality of your desire grows stronger. It becomes less of an effort and more of a natural state of being. But let's break this down a little further. What does it actually mean to repeat the process? It's not just about going through the motions. Every time you repeat the process, whether it's in the morning, during the day, or right before bed, you want to immerse yourself in the feelings of your desire. Don't rush through it. Don't just recite the words mechanically. Make it a ritual, something that brings you joy and excitement. One thing you'll notice as you continue to repeat the process is that your desire starts to feel real. The more often you imagine it, feel the emotions associated with it, and affirm it, the less like a distant dream it becomes. It becomes part of you. So, while you're repeating the process, you might also start to notice little signs, subtle shifts, or even coincidences that point toward your desire manifesting. These aren't just random occurrences. These are nudges from the universe, guiding you toward your goal. Now, I get it. Sometimes, repeating the process might feel like a bit of a chore. It's easy to get distracted or frustrated if you don't see immediate results. But here's the secret: don't focus on the how or the when. That's not your job. Your job is to maintain the energy, to stay in the feeling of already having it, and to trust the process. As you repeat it, you're giving your desire the space to grow, and, eventually, it will manifest in ways you might not even expect. Another thing to remember is that the more you repeat the process, the more you're reinforcing your own belief in your ability to manifest. Think of it like building a muscle. In the beginning, it may feel awkward or uncertain. But as you keep doing it, you build confidence. You start to trust that this works, and that trust is powerful. The universe doesn't just respond to your desire, it responds to the certainty and conviction with which you hold that desire. And here's the fun part: as you repeat the process, you'll start to notice how much more effortless it becomes. Initially, you might need to consciously remind yourself to do it. But soon enough, it will become second nature. It'll be something you do automatically. And as that happens, you'll notice that your external reality starts to reflect the changes within you. Opportunities will show up, things will fall into place, and you'll begin to see the physical manifestation of what you've been affirming. So, in the end, repeating the process isn't just about doing the technique over and over. It's about embedding it into your life, making it part of your daily routine, and trusting that the more you repeat it, the closer you get to seeing your desires materialize. Repetition keeps the energy alive, strengthens your belief, and ultimately brings your desires to life. It's not just a process, it's a way of living in alignment with your highest aspirations. So repeat it, enjoy it, and watch as your reality shifts to match your desires. Step 5. Let go of doubt. Alright, so you've done the hard work up until now, you've imagined your desire clearly, felt the emotions of having it, affirmed it, and repeated the process. Things are looking good, right? But now, it's time for something that many people struggle with, letting go of doubt. You've probably heard it a million times, but let's dive into it again. Doubt is the dream killer. It sneaks in, even when you're doing everything right. It whispers in your ear, telling you that what you're doing is silly or impossible. It reminds you of all the reasons why this technique might not work. But here's the catch, doubt doesn't just stand in the way of your manifestation, it actively pushes it away. It's like trying to swim in the ocean but constantly fighting the current. It doesn't matter how hard you paddle, the doubt is working against you. So how do you actually let go of that doubt? How do you trust the process, even when your logical mind might be telling you otherwise? The first step is understanding this simple truth: doubt is normal. It's part of the process. No one is immune to it. In fact, doubt might even show up more frequently when you're close to making a big shift in your life. It's a sneaky little test, a way of trying to see if you're really committed to what you want. So, instead of fighting it, accept that doubt will probably show up, and make peace with it. But here's the thing, just because doubt shows up doesn't mean you have to let it control you. The key here is awareness. Notice when it appears. Pay attention to the thoughts that come up. Are they trying to convince you that what you're doing isn't working? Are they telling you that you're not good enough, or that this process is just wishful thinking? When you catch those thoughts, don't resist them. Don't get frustrated with yourself for doubting. Just recognize it for what it is, a passing thought. Think of your doubt like a cloud floating by in the sky. You don't need to hold on to it. You don't need to give it weight or significance. It's just a cloud. It might appear for a second, but it will move on if you don't engage with it. The more you attach yourself to the doubt, the more it takes root. But if you simply observe it, without judgment, it has no power over you. Another powerful tool in letting go of doubt is to shift your focus. If you're sitting there, ruminating over whether your desire will manifest or not, it's time to redirect your attention. Go back to step 1. Imagine your desire again. This time, really immerse yourself in the feeling of already having it. Can you feel the excitement, the gratitude, the joy? Good. That's where your attention needs to be. When you focus on the positive emotions of having what you want, there's no space left for doubt. You're so absorbed in the feeling that it doesn't even matter what your mind is trying to tell you. But let's be real, it's not always that easy. Sometimes, doubt can feel so convincing, so strong, that it's hard to ignore. In those moments, remind yourself of the power of the technique. Remember the visualization, the feeling, the affirmation. You've already planted the seed. Trust that it's growing, even if you can't see it yet. Just like a tree doesn't grow overnight, your desires take time to manifest in the physical world. The more you keep feeding that seed with positive emotions and affirmations, the faster it will bloom. Another trick is to remind yourself that your desire is already done. This is a big one. The moment you have a desire, it's already in motion. The universe doesn't operate on the same time scale as our minds do. What feels like a delay to you is just the universe working behind the scenes to align everything perfectly for your desire to show up. Trust that it's happening, even when there's no visible evidence yet. When you truly believe that it's already on its way, doubt loses its grip. And here's the beauty of it: the more you let go of doubt, the easier it becomes. With each passing day, as you repeat the process and immerse yourself in the feeling of having your desire, doubt will slowly fade into the background. It'll start to feel less real, less relevant. Eventually, you'll get to a point where doubt no longer even enters your mind. You'll just know, deep down, that it's done. Your desire is already yours. So, how do you let go of doubt? Recognize it, don't engage with it, shift your focus back to your feelings, and trust the process. The more you practice this, the less power doubt will have over you. And as you let go of doubt, you create this space for your manifestation to flow in easily and effortlessly. It's all about trusting in yourself and in the technique. Once you do that, there's nothing stopping you. That's it for today, Modern Stoics. Remember, the Isn't It Wonderful technique is a simple but powerful way to align yourself with the feeling of your desires already fulfilled. Trust the process, and watch how quickly things start to shift. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more manifestation tips. I'd love to hear how you're using this technique, so leave a comment below and share your results. Stay positive, stay thankful, and I'll see you in the next one.